Thank you so much for being here with us on this beautiful evening in Nassau. You're going to see some new faces around us, so we will talk about them. But before we get started, I just really wanted to extend a tremendous thank you to all of you for trusting Worldwide Boat, for being part of our family, for being friends, colleagues, and so much more. I look around and it just makes me so happy to see new captains, old captains, people that have been with us from the very start, people that have come back to us like Des and Pedro. It means so much to have a community, which I don't think everybody can say they have. So we cannot take this for granted. And we wanted to pull you out to just stop for a minute before the boat show madness begins and take a moment to just take a breath, have some gratitude, and enjoy some friendships and a good meal. So this is really the whole plan for this evening. But the evening is brought to us by these wonderful people at Yacht Medical Group. I've got a really funny story. I had a client who chartered with me 10 years ago. He went on a boat called Nita K. That was at that time captained by Captain Brian Munston. So we met at Cheesecake Factory, and he's like, I kind of want to charter a boat. I was like, let's go to Bay Mar and see what's there. And Nita K was there. We got on, and he ended up booking the boat for 10 days or 2 weeks. 10 years later, he is now in business. Brian is involved, and they have started up Yacht Medical Group, which are medical kits for yachts. Because when he was on board, he had 3 medical situations, and he had crew meddling through all these medicines. Some were expired and some really couldn't help him for the situation that was going on. And he walked away and he was like, wow, the liability at hand here was pretty high. So it was so cool. This gentleman lived in Australia at the time, sends me an email and says, now I'm in Fort Lauderdale and this is what I'm doing. And I said, I need every one of my captains to have access to this. Not only is it a medical kit, but we are also going to start extending this to our clients, where our clients can buy the medical concierge. So if something happens, seriously, it's a 24/7 support line, and you get the help. You could get sent off by air where you need to. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Paul and Angie so that they can tell us a little bit about this, because I'm interested for my clients, but I'd like you guys to hear as well.
Thank you. Thanks. So just endorse what Sana just said. We've only recently met over the recent weeks, but Sana knows my CTO and my managing director of our US operation. My name is Paul Slade. I'm the chief CEO of the company. I've been supplying ships around the world for 25 years, and you can probably see because I've got grey everywhere. We've dealt with yachts. I've dealt with yachts in a small way, which is why we then went into business and partnered with Brian, and we brought in Yacht Medical International, who are medical professionals. And what we've done differently to what I've done with my previous company, which was the largest marine medical supplier in the world, is to get professionals that really care about the industry. So from my perspective, it's wonderful to see a group of maritime professionals. I'm going to try and learn as much as I can from you guys, but the real people that are going to be speaking to you about what we offer is Angie and Steph. What we've tried to do is to try and make medical easy, because medical can be complicated, and we've tried to redesign the kits in the last 2 years, put a lot of time and effort into working with that with Dr. Jeff and Ron and obviously Angie, who are the medical professionals, because I'm a businessman. Don't ever ask me to give you an IV. These guys can do that. So I'd just like to extend my thanks to Sana and the guys, but also to you folks for coming out this evening and spending some time with us to relax and have a meal and some drinks and hopefully get to know us personally, because I truly believe that business is personal, and when you go over the boundary and it becomes a corporation that is not personal anymore, you lose the personal touch. So I'm always available. These guys will always give you my direct number. I had a captain call me this morning to say, hey, I need a medical kit, can you help me? And I said, sure. I responded to the email and said, if there's anything you need, let me know. And then I passed it to Angie because she's the guy. These are the team that will be looking after you, hopefully, for the future. And I know you've all got kits on board your boats and you're being looked after probably extremely well. We just go the extra mile and we change things up a little bit. So if nothing else, show us what you've got. We can then price it for you. We can tell you what we can do a little bit better or differently. Because at the end of the day, our customers are really important to us. So thanks ever so much, and hopefully I'll get to talk to each of you during the evening. I've spoken to some of the guys and girls when they came in. I've not met everybody, but it'll be nice just to say hi and how are you. So I'm going to actually hand over both technology-wise to Angie.
Thank you. So good evening, everyone. My name is Angie. I am the Chief Medical Officer, and then alongside I have Stephanie here, who's our Sales Director. So if you guys need anything, we're kind of like the guinea pigs and the doers of the company. Like he mentioned, what you guys have is personal, right? So when you're calling us, if you are calling us, it's probably a really bad day, right? And you want to make sure that you're entrusting a company that puts you, your crew, and your guests on board firsthand. What makes our kits, obviously, they're kind of user-proof, right? You open the kit, it's not small print, you can see and identify what you need in an instant. Our telemedicine support is what makes us very unique, right? So not only do we service you while you're on board, but if your crew is on holiday, if your family is on holiday, and you need medical advice, you need us to call in a prescription, we're here to service you, right? So we want to pay back the industry that keeps us in business. Then we have our portal, so everything that you need from your compliance to your documentation to your inventory is all going to be online. And then last but not least, I'm also a paramedic. So when I'm not working with them, I work in the ER. So I service the medical training on board. So as simple as the basics that everyone should have, BLS, CPR, to as invasive as suture, catheterization that no one really wants to talk about, but you have it in your kit, right? So what's as good as your service if you don't know how to use it? So making sure that we're all seamlessly tying everything together. We're here to service you. So even if you don't move forward with us, save our number. If you have an emergency, I get text messages from people that we're not working with all the time. I'm like, hey, I'm in somewhere else. Can you call in a Z for me? Absolutely. Like, we're here again, no matter what, whether we're doing business with you or not, we're here to provide that service for you guys. So I know you're super busy, and some drinks, and let's have some fun. So thank you guys. But everyone's got to eat, right? So that's what we're here for. Enjoy your dinner.